grab your foam roller, and before you get on it, lying on it with your tailbone at the bottom, head at the top, I want you to grab a 3-pound weight and your second to heaviest loop band, which is the purple band in the YouniquelyFit kit. You're going to bring that around your outer thighs. And then you're also going to grab your heaviest loop band in the YouniquelyFit kit. That's our gray band. And your Theraband. And your heaviest Theraband, the black band in the YouniquelyFit kit. You're going to thread the Theraband through the loop band to create what looks like a reformer strap. And so we'll have that and the 3-pound weight handy right by your roller so that we can use them for a few different series. But for now, let's come lie on our back, tailbone at the bottom, head at the top, bringing the arms into cactus slowly, opening up the front of the shoulders, breathing here. So we will work on some stability devices, but we're going to avoid a stability ball just because that's pretty far from the floor. And with osteoporosis, we want to stay safe if there is any falling, because we do know the bone density. There's a likelihood of injury or breaking a bone if you fall. So we're going to move through all planes of motion for injury prevention. We're going to load with weight as much as possible, as well as resistance bands to increase that bone density. So we have the band around our outer thighs, so we feel the abductors of the legs. Our arms are relaxing into that cactus pose to combat the kyphosis, opening up the anterior delts, the pec minor. We're breathing here, allowing ourselves to melt into that stretch. Inhale, press the arms overhead if that feels nice. And exhale, bending at the elbow, bringing it back down. Give me 2 more. Inhale, press. Exhale, bring it down. And last one, inhale, press. And exhale, bring it down. From here, let's grab that 3-pound weight and we'll start with it in our dominant hand. Our head's going to stay down and we're just going to pull the hand towards the hip as we extend the opposite shin from the knee out, keeping our low abs in and the other hand pressing into the floor for stability. And then we're going to lower the shin and bring the arm back up in line with the chest. So let's do it on a 4 count. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift the arm back up and the shin comes down. So make sure you're not lifting the thigh, that you're kicking the shin out and the thighs are staying the same height. 2, 3, 4. And then the arm comes up. Point the toes. See if you can neutralize your pelvis. That's somewhere between arching and rounding your low back. Really lift up through your center. Exhale, pull down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift up. 2, 3, 4. Now, you could breathe the opposite way because your shin is lifting as the arm is lowering. So I'll let you decide if you want to pull down and breathe in because your shin's coming up. And then exhale as the shin goes down. That's also an option. So just make sure you're breathing on a 4 count. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Belly pulls in. You're inhaling into the side body, the upper back. You're plugging your shoulders down. Your hands heavy on the floor. Switch sides. Passing the weight to the other side. Plugging the shoulder down. Really plantar flexing the toes. Working through the feet. Keeping the legs hip distance apart. And continue. Soft gaze. Relax the facial muscles. Soften the sternum. Low belly pulling in towards the spine. 4 more here. 4 and 3. Nice. Last 2. And 1 more. And make sure you're going at that slow tempo. Slow down. Good. Set the weight to the side. Grab your strap. So your Theraband, the heaviest Theraband through the heaviest loop band. Bring it around your dominant leg first. And typically, if you're right-handed, this is your left leg, left-handed, your right leg. We work in opposition. If you have scoliosis, it's going to be the same side. So lower down, if you're right-handed, your right leg will be dominant, left-handed, left. So go ahead and set up, rolling onto your back. We've got that loop band around the arch of the foot. Hands are going to be heavy on the ground. You can hold the Theraband in both hands, wrapping from the ends, or in the same hand as the leg it's around, whichever you prefer. And then both hands, we're going to try to dig the elbows into the floor so the forearms pop up, plug the shoulders down. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can push the hands into the floor. From here, both legs are going to come up parallel to the floor, perpendicular to the floor. So straight up in the air, straight legs. Point the toes, legs hip distance apart. So you have to dig the elbows in for stability because we want to stay on this roller. We're going to lower the loaded leg down on a 4 count. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift up. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Soften the sternum in. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. One more with this variation. Take it down. 2, 3, 4. Lift it up. Now externally rotate that leg from the top of the hip socket and continue with the loaded leg. 4 more repetitions. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. We've got the lateral hamstrings working as well as the lower pelvic floor. 2 more down. 2, 3, 4. And lift. 2, 3, 4. Last one, we take it down. 2, 3, 4. And lift up. 2, 3, 4. Great. You can take the legs down for a second if you need a little pause. If you want to go ahead and switch the band, you can do that. Make sure you're breathing. Hear your breath. Setting up on the second side. Okay, from here, point those toes, legs hip distance apart, elbows heavy, shoulders plugged down. Soften the breastbone in towards the roller. Wrap the shoulder blades around the roller. Parallel leg, point the toes, begin on the other side. Take it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Great. Exhale, lower it. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Nice. 2 more. And lower. 2, 3, 4. And lift. 2, 3, 4. One more. Take it down. 2, 3, 4. And lift. Externally rotate the leg from the top of the hip socket and begin our second variation when you're ready. Exhale to lower. So feel the pelvic floor muscles lifting up in opposition to that leg lowering. Feel the pelvis lengthening as you lift that leg back up, lengthening towards whatever's in front of you, long. Inner thighs, pull that leg down. Pelvic floor muscles, lift it back up. Give me 2 more repetitions. Take it down. And lift it up. And last one, you've got this. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Bend the knees. Exhale, both feet to the ground. Grab that weight in your dominant hand. We're going to be taking a tricep variation, keeping the elbow bent by the side body with the forearm up. Same thing, leg extension, opposite leg extension, just with the arm. Keep the head down. So forearm extends as the shin extends. Choose your breath. Either inhale, thinking about the leg lifting as the arm goes down, or inhale the arm up back to the starting position and exhale it down. 4 count regardless. Give me 3 more sets here. The arm stays close to the body. It doesn't touch the body though, because we don't want to use the body as leverage. We're going to engage the tricep, the posterior delts, pointing the toes, lengthening the torso, softening the facial muscles. Last one here. And 1. And switch sides. Fight to keep those thighs at the same height. Internal obliques really pulling in and up. And so let's extend. So leg and arm are straight. Leg and arm are bent. And extend. And good. And lower that leg all the way down. Just working on moving from that knee joint. Give me 3 more. Using your breath, pulling the navel in, lengthening your pelvis, finding neutral pelvis somewhere between rounding and arching. Sternum soft, chin lifted, gaze soft. Last one. And 1. Great work. We're moving on to some back work. I'm going to have you make your way slowly off the roller onto all fours. Switch the loop band to your heaviest loop band in the kit that we were just using for our strap, our reformer strap. So that's going to be our gray loop band around our outer thighs. And then we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. We'll need our 3-pound weight. And just make sure your knees are under your hips, your wrists are under your shoulders. And we'll begin with a tricep pullback. So extend the opposite leg behind you, either straight or in a donkey kick position, a right angle. Plantar flex the toes and pull the arm to the hip. Good. Hold the arm at the hip isometrically. Hold it here. Inhale 1. Breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale, lower the arm only. Keep the leg up. And on a 4 count, lift the arm up. 2, 3, 4. Lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Good. Flip the palm so it faces the hip. And bend. Let's bend from the elbow, getting more into the triceps. So lower the forearm. 2, 3, 4. And extend. 2, 3, 4. Lower the forearm. 2, 3, 4. You got 2 more reps. And extend. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. And lower. 2, 3, 4. Extend. And last time, take it down. 2. Puff up your shoulder blades. Pull them together. And that's it. Good. Switch sides. So don't lose track of your shoulder blade anchor. Imagine my hands hovering from your shoulder blades. You're trying to lift your shoulder blades up towards my hand. And point the toes. Here we go. Extending. Let's do an isometric hold to start, just to fire up the tricep. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1, soft micro bend in the supporting elbow. Inhale 2. Exhale 2, plug the shoulders down. Inhale 3. Exhale 3, and lowering the forearm. Exhale 2, 3, 4, and extend. Inhale. Keep that leg up, either straight or bend at the knee so you have that nice right angle. Toes are pointed. Good. Isometric hold of the leg. Movement with the arm for the tricep. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Give me 1 more. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Rising up onto your knees. Holding onto that weight in your dominant hand. Stretch both arms out in line with your chest like Frankenstein. Thighs stretch here. Neutral pelvis though. So somewhere between arching and rounding. Inhale, prepare, pulling the pelvis down towards the knees. Exhale, hinge back, creating a diagonal from the knees out through the crown of the head. Hold it here. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. We're going to 2. Inhale 2. Stay there. Exhale 2. Inhale back up to a tall spine. Pass the weight to the other side. Pass the weight to the other hand, and here we go. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, hinging back. Find that nice diagonal from the knees out through the crown of the head. Holding. Inhale 1, breathe. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. And inhale back up to a tall spine. From here, we're going to grab our second to lightest loop band, bringing it above our elbows. We can keep the band, that heaviest band, around the outer thighs. We're going to come into a forearm plank. Option to pad the knees and do a modified forearm plank if being in a forearm plank is too much. We're going to be isometrically holding in the plank. You're breathing. Inhale. And we're in a forearm plank with our second to lightest loop band above our elbows. Hold that position. Now imagine my hands on your shoulder blades. Keep puffing your shoulder blades up. Lift your chin. Legs are hip distance apart. Pull out on that band that's around your upper arms. Press down into the forearms and out. engaging your scapular stabilizers. Let that booty sink down a little towards the floor. Pull the lower abdominal wall in. Imagine me holding your hips and pulling them towards your heels. Option to be on the knees if you need to modify today. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. 1 more breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Gently lower those knees to the floor. From here, we're going to make our way into a side lying position. You need a small anti-burst ball, a yoga block or pillow for your head to cushion it. And then you're also going to need your 3-pound weight. We'll lie in a fetal position with our dominant arm loaded first. So make sure your dominant arm is on top, farthest away from the floor. And we're going to lie on our side lying position, supporting the head with the ball or block. External rotator cuff exercise here, pinning the top arm's elbow to the side of the body, lifting the forearm up on a 4 count. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Make sure there's no rotation in the torso, shoulders are plugged down, and that the hand isn't coming towards the face, that you're keeping it in line with the elbow that's pinned to the side of the body. Nice right angle. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Slowly make your way up, switching sides, setting up for that external rotator cuff. Make sure you're keeping that tempo slow. Watch out for the wrist flexing. So make sure the wrist isn't breaking. We don't want it to become a wrist exercise. Plug the shoulders down. Imagine my hands on your shoulder blades. Fetal position, neutral pelvis, tight low belly. Inhale, lift the forearm up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower down. 2, 3, 4. Slow tempo, building that strength. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Last one. You've got this. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. And exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. Setting that weight to the side, making our way up to stand. We're going to take the band off our thighs and get into a chair psoas stretch, opening up the posturally tight hip flexors before we begin our lower body series. So grab your 3-pound weight. We're going to hold it in the outside hand and do some scaption as we're stretching our hip flexors out. So seated profile in your chair. Make sure if you're tall and it's a short chair, you have a bolster to elevate your pelvis. If it's a tall chair and you're short, you have a yoga block under your front foot or a book, just so we don't have a foot hovering in the air. You want to feel it like you're in a supported lunge. And if I did slide that chair out, you could hold your lunge. So your abs are in, your shoulders are plugged down. The arm that's loaded with the weight, slow 4 count up to a V position with the palm facing in towards the chest, scaption. So make sure the wrist stays below the shoulder, just about like a frontal raise in front of you, and then lower it down slow. 2, 3, 4. Great. Inhale, lift it up. 2, 3, 4. And as it lowers down, pull your pelvic floor muscles in and up. It's like you're stopping your stream of pee. Give me 2 more of those. Inhale, lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower. 2, 3, 4. And last one, take it up. 2, 3, 4. And lower it down. 2, 3, 4. Switching sides, setting up to open those posturally tight hip flexors, and at the same time engage our upper back. So sitting up tall, beginning with that arm work, micro bend in the elbow so you don't lock out into the elbow joint. Lift up on your inhale, 2, 3, 4, and make sure it's narrow, about in line with your chest. So inhale, lift it up, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower it down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, imagine me pulling your pelvis down towards the floor. Get long and strong. As the weight lowers, the low belly pulls in. You lift up on the muscles that stop your stream of pee. Give me 2 more repetitions here. Up, 2, 3, 4. And lower, 2, 3, 4. Last one, you're doing great. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Great job. We're moving into a lower body series. What I'd like you to do is grab your foam roller, and we're going to roll out our hip flexors before we begin getting deeper into them after that psoas stretch on the chair. So make sure when you come down to the floor that you have one leg out to the side in a butterfly position, knee is bent, and the other leg you're going to be rolling into the groin area. This is where the hip flexor complex is, and that's where you're really tight. Make sure your forearms are down, pushing down and out into the floor to control that movement. Pull the abs in. Stay supported here. Find a tight spot and breathe into it. Try to relax your mind. Relax your facial muscles. Relax your pecs. Use your upper back. Puff up that upper back. Stay lifted. It's almost like a supported plank here. Give me a couple more breaths. If you're on your dominant side, stay here for a few more breaths. If you're on your non-dominant, go ahead and switch to the dominant leg. And let's get into that tissue. Create more range of motion so that we can stop recruiting the hip flexors and start using the abs and the hamstrings and the glutes more efficiently. Breathe into that. You're doing great. All right, go ahead and switch sides. And you can walk forward and back. You can find a tender spot and be there for 30 seconds if that's what it needs. You can do little circular motions. Whatever allows you to get those knots to dissipate. So we want to really dig in so that they release. Got another 30 seconds here. Use your breath. If this becomes too much, you can take some cat and cows, rounding and arching the back if this feels too intense today. Keep breathing. Just another 10 seconds here. Keep your chin lifted so those neck flexors are working. Point your toes, especially the lifted legs toes, sending energy through the leg. All right, from here, we're going to make our way back onto all fours, but we're going to grab our lightest loop band and our lightest Theraband. We're going to thread the Theraband through the loop band to create a reformer strap lever. And then we're going to put the loop band around our dominant foot first, and we'll be on all fours. You can hold the end of the Theraband in both hands to pin it. And we're going to be doing some hamstring kickbacks here. So find a neutral pelvis. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. You can make a fist or you can pin it just by putting your hands down on top of it. Let's extend the leg behind us. You may need to keep your foot flexed to keep the band. You may be able to point it. See what you're able to do and bring it in slowly. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, take it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And let's keep the pelvis neutral as it comes in and out. Keep the low belly in tight. The neck flexors involved, the chin lifted. Soft micro bend in the elbows so we're not locking out. You're doing great. We've got 5 more here. Take it out. 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. 2, 3, 4. And take it out. 2, 3, 4. Bring it in. 2, 3, 4. Last 2. And out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. One more. Take it out. 2, 3, 4. And in. 2, 3, 4. Great. Switching sides. Setting up on that second side. Beginning when you're ready. Inhale it out. And exhale it back in slowly. If you can keep the foot plantar flexed, work the foot even more, do so. If you need to dorsiflex it because you're losing the loop band, then do that. Just make sure the foot's active. Make sure your knees are under your hips, your wrists are under your shoulders, your chin's lifted, your belly's in towards the spine. Your shoulder blades are fighting to find each other and to puff up towards the ceiling, engaging that upper back. Good. Give me 2 more full repetitions. Inhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it in. 2, 3, 4. And inhale it out. 2, 3, 4. Exhale it in. 2, 3, 4. Setting those bands to the side. We're going to need our second to lightest loop band around our outer thighs. And we're going to need a small anti-burst ball. I want you to come to a side lying position by a wall. We're going to pin the anti-burst ball with our dominant leg. So side lying position. And what we're going to do is push into it and extend from the knee joint, bending and extending, sliding that ball against the wall. So we'll breathe into that. As you extend, you'll extend, and then you'll bend at the knee and bring it back in. And this band is here to give you some resistance in the abductors of the legs. And as you kick into the ball, you're going to feel the hamstring working as you do the hamstring curl. So we're going to be here for a minute before we switch sides, really burning into the fibers of those glutes, central hamstrings, lateral hamstrings, glute med, glute max. Watch out for the belly hanging out. Pull it in. Plug the shoulders down. You can always put a yoga block under your bicep to elevate the head a little if that feels better on your head. Or you can take the bottom hand under the head. Whatever position feels better. Plug the shoulders down. Abs tight. Top hand can go to the hip, behind the head, or on the floor in front of you. 3 more extensions. 3. And go slow. Remember, the slower the better. It's encouraged to do isometric holds and at least a 4 count minimum for osteoporosis as far as lowering and lifting and bending and extending. So we want to take it very slow to build the strength. Okay, from here, slowly make your way to the other side, setting up, working those glutes, hamstrings, building the strength. Once you're ready, you can start with that bending and extending. And the bigger the stability ball, the more the challenge it is for the glutes. So if you have a large stability ball, this would be an exercise you could use a larger stability ball with, but it would be pretty advanced. So the smaller ball is going to give you a little break as you're building up those muscles. So I'd advise staying with that until you get to level 3, and then you could work with a bigger stability ball. So as you're working, the foot can be dorsiflexed. If you're able to point it around the ball and still move from the knee joint, that shin in and out, you can do that as well. You might feel the adductors as you point the foot around the ball, engaging that entire complex, both the abductors, adductors, hamstrings, glutes, everything. So we've got another 20 seconds or so. So keep going, breathing into it. So I like to exhale as I extend, straightening the leg, and inhale as I bend in. So exhale, extend, and inhale, bending, bring it back in. Great job.